Okay.
Not right now. And you can take it away. You've got about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Well, first of all, hello to the Tylers. Thank you so much.
Hello. How are you?
How are you?
Hey, I'm great. I'm great. Welcome to Rolling Out. It's great to see both of you.
Same here.
Likewise.
Absolutely. So this was a really big season. Season 2 was a really big season. Before I get into my questions, I would just love to know what you guys like. What were your takeaways from this season? Is there anything that you watching it with the rest of us bothered you? Is there anything that you kind of wish that you guys hadn't gone into or that you had done differently from what you all were able to see as you watched it with the public?
Ladies first.
What I could just talk about, like some of the takeaways for me is the friendships with the ladies.
Yeah.
We had a new couple join us. Well, actually, we had 2 new couples join us, Joy and Clifton, and then we also had the Duncans, Sherelle and Black.
Yes.
And just some of the things that I found that early on in the season, I'm sure you guys saw this as well, where I had to come out of my character a few times. I'm normally the laid back one, very conservative.
Yeah.
And some of the scenes in the early part of the season, I had to kind of get into it with the females.
Yeah.
And watching it, I felt like I probably could have addressed it differently, you know, in a different setting without a huge audience, especially at Quicksilver Way, where it was a special moment for him. His close family was there, a lot of friends, the mayor. So just watching some of these scenes where the women are bickering, lots of drama, I looked at it like, you know, maybe we could have handled these scenes a little differently. That's just one of the things. Looking back at some of the scenes actually with maybe my husband, you'll see where Jamie and now, because he's newly retired, and we're adapting to his new lifestyle. You know, he retired, what, a week before we started filming?
Oh, wow.
And he did 25 years of service, you know, so I was used to, you know, being me, you know, running multiple businesses while he was at work. And it was a huge shift and a change in our life. And I mean, you know, things are well now, but it's just as it plays out, we're just trying to get used to our new lifestyle with him being home full time and him trying to find his way.
Yeah. Yeah. Jamie, what about you?
What I like about was the realness with my middle son, oldest son, Lil Jamie, and how that played out. Of course, I wouldn't have liked how it played out, but I think it was a necessary conversation.
Yeah.
It was real and raw, and when the cameras got here, we weren't in the best place. And you know, when that scene on the balcony came, it was a real raw reaction to, you know, my frustrations for probably close to 10 years or more of the roller coaster ride with him. But I didn't like watching the first half. I kind of, because I know the cast, some of the cast better than the others, and they know me better than the audience, obviously. And I don't quite like the narrative they try to put with this drinking situation. Jamie has a smart mouth and sarcastic mouth off water.
Okay.
And off, if I had a drink or 5 drinks, you're gonna get what you're gonna get with me. I think I'm showing that this season more so than last season. And sometimes I say, and she's been around me 30 years, so
yeah,
we both have a tongue that will cut the throat if we feel like that.
Right.
And when she takes shots at me or someone else, whether it's sarcastic or just being smart, I don't think about the perfect TV response.
That's right.
I say what I'm thinking and I just say it and I live with it, good or bad.
Yeah.
So when I said, for example, when she called me jealous, like literally my head did like this. No, she didn't. And I just wanted to just cut at her. You know, I wanted her to feel it, like how it affected me.
Yeah.
So I said, girl, I was with you when you was nobody. But And when I say I don't remember saying it, it's because what people don't realize, we're filming for hours. So that was a normal kind of sarcastic response to what she said. And I didn't even think about it. So when she said, you called me a nobody, I was like, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
So when I said that at the table with the Silvers, it wasn't because I've been drinking. I just didn't remember because it was a sarcastic response that I just didn't pay no attention to.
Right.
And she was like, well, they gonna get you for that. I was like, I don't care. You shouldn't have called me jealous.
I was actually going to ask you about that, so I'm glad you brought it up.
Oh, I know.
You know where we were going. But I guess, you know, I think when we're watching this, we have to understand that you guys have been together for 30 years. So it has a little bit different context than someone that you just started dating. So I understand that. But it does seem like you will dig in. You said I'm sorry, but this is just me. So do you see how, when you watched it back, did you understand why because she was hurt? She mentioned it then, she mentioned it in confessional, she mentioned it again with the Silva. So do you realize why that, you know, it might have cut a little deeper than her saying that she felt, it kind of just felt like you were uncomfortable with all the shine being on her at that time?
Well, so specifically at the wig launch, bringing up the reels was bad timing. Yeah. And I did go into a whole speech and apology after that, but they didn't show it, of course. Yeah. So we moved on that night, laughed about it later. I was not drunk in that scene, so let me just say that. I did have a few drinks, and I was literally trying not to laugh because I was being funny at the same time. But TV hypes everything up like you just killed somebody. So, you know, if you know my personality, then I don't worry about none of this stuff. Like, she knows me. It's a unique relationship with us because she knows me. Like, I'm never jealous of my wife. If Raina is worth $1 billion, we're worth $1 billion. I'm trying to help her get to $1 billion. I'm trying to help the kids get to $1 billion. Right. I want everybody to win. So I'm never jealous of my family. It was just, and it was so like of a attack to me to say that, that I really was like, oh, you playing. Okay, I got you. And I really was saying before the TV, all this, I was there day one when we were in the government working together.
Right. No, I get it. And I think because of where you guys are with you kind of being in a new, you know, starting a new beginning of being retired, that probably is why it came off like that. Let me ask you guys, because you mentioned the new couples. And so I wanted to know who do you guys feel was the best addition to the group? Do you feel Joy and Clifton or Shell and Black? Because it's interesting that they both came and had issues. There was already some pre-built drama there. So do you think that those couples are both a great addition? And if so, who do you think is the best fit for Love and Marriage DC?
I personally think both couples did great this season. They both were a great fit. But if I had to pick one in particular, of course it's gonna be Joy and Clifton, because Joy and Clifton and Jamie and I were hanging out way before we even thought about filming a show together. You know, we were friends before the show. They're a great couple. Of course, you know, they were engaged. They got engaged before we started filming. And now everybody knows that they're now married. Yeah. The world is now finding out. But I felt like, because we pitched them, including Ashley, she pitched them as well. Because I thought that they would definitely be a great addition to the show, especially coming from the Ready to Love show. They already had a following. People were following them through that show. And then coming into this show, they have the same fans coming over and say, what are they up to now? So I really think that Joy and Clifton are a great addition to the show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I agree that I like both of them. I met Black and Sherelle years ago. Didn't know a lot about them personally, other than social media and then a panel we all shared. I think Sherelle brings a big personality to the team, and Black is more of a subtle guy, likes to break things down, and I feel like he'll check you no matter who it is. If it's me, if it's it's quick or whoever
He'll
the
do it in
ladies.
a calm way.
Yeah, he got a different style than me. I just say what I gotta say.
Just
And
do
Joy and Clifton they're cool.
Yeah.
Clifton and I get along. Joy is a sweetie. Joy is definitely a unique personality as well, and her match with Ashley and Sherelle is just,
Yeah.
it's been fireworks.
I love the fact that Joy speaks her mind, and
Yes, she does.
you know, you can't really argue with the fact that Shell got her man's back. You know, you gotta respect it. So I think
These ladies have very strong personalities, and they're
Very
gonna say what's
strong.
on their mind and
Right.
don't give a damn.
yeah. So no, I think it was great. I think this season was actually I liked it even better than the first season because we got a chance to get to know you guys much better. I got to go back to you because it was sometimes difficult and heartbreaking for the viewer to watch Jamie and little Jamie going back and forth, but it's real. It's just fathers and sons and how and things that all of us are dealing with family. It was great seeing him agree to go to counseling and you guys do that together. Are you guys still doing therapy together? Where are you all in that process, Jamie?
So in the second half of the season, I continue my therapy. As far as Lil Jamie and I, we're in communication with Dr. Cunningham still.
Okay.
The follow-up hasn't been filmed as of
Okay.
yet, but from what I understand, it may be future film follow-ups. But yeah, and he's definitely in a better place today. He's working, and I think my main thing with him back when we was filming, like, you could do what you want, but have a job. Like, you can't just exist and think we just gonna take care of your whole. Like, I was just frustrated with his mindset. Like, you know, I don't have nothing. I'm not working, so I'm just going. Or like he told her, I don't want to be. And I was just like, so you saying because you don't have no money, or like you have a car, you have a phone. Like, in my brain, I don't understand that. You can make money every day with a phone and a car.
But it's a mindset. And I think that was one of the things that happened early on because Ashley, you know, shared some of her issues with depression. And did it help you to go to therapy and kind of understand that it's not really about him being able to make that decision if he's mentally not in that space to do that?
So let me just clear that up too. So I never did not take his mental health serious. I was actually the one who took him as a teenager to a therapist because we didn't quite understand his behavior back in those days.
Okay.
Not her, not his grandparents, me. And it wasn't something he said, it was me noticing he was just doing stuff that did not make sense. It was like he's just acting out, and we didn't know if something was like wrong. So I had him checked out. The thing, my biggest thing on what you guys witnessed was when I say he had been doing that, he would do that, and I'm gonna exaggerate, if he didn't get a pair of tennis shoes he wanted. He would go be down, stop speaking, sending texts. If his girlfriend was mad at him, I don't want to live. So all these people he is saying it to are telling me. Nobody's calling an ambulance. Nobody's seeking a therapist. It's talk to your son. Talk to your son. Her, his girlfriend, his sister, everybody. Just talk. And then when I talk to him, I'm like, what's wrong? I don't have no money. I hit it. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. I guess the man side of it is, I mean, I understand you going through something, but like where I come from, that's like, we figure it out.
Right. Well,
where mom might be like, oh, he's saying this, you know, think something. But I'm like, well, why didn't you call a therapist? Why didn't you take him to the hospital?
Yeah.
Nobody was like thinking he was going to hurt himself. It was all talk to your father or go talk to your son.
Yeah. That's interesting because men do look at it like, okay, what's the problem? How do we fix it? And then, you know, moms are more like, you know, why do you feel this way? Dad is like, what is the problem? How do we fix it? You're sad because you don't have money. Well, let's get you some money then. Let's figure it out. I want to ask you just as a mom, Erana, because those episodes, I really could feel for you guys. I had a brother that has mental illness and it's just a lot. And I wonder, do you ever think that sharing that is difficult for him because he's still working through that. And then the rest of the world is watching it along with you guys. So it can be therapeutic, but then it also may be a bit of a burden for him to have to deal with the fact that other people are in his process before he's complete with it. Did you guys ever think about that?
I did. And he did, say similar things that you're saying, like, oh, I'm watching it now on TV. I can't believe you brought up, text messages that I sent you regarding my mental health. I can't believe you talked to your friends about my mental health. But at the same time, I wanted him to know that he's not alone.
Yeah.
Like people are going through that. You're not the only person that's going through depression or, you're not the only one that's having issues, with your life. Look at Ashley. She's a grown woman with a husband that he looks up to, that you would think that has the best life ever.
Right.
But she's going through it, and she's still going through it right now. She's still going through therapy. So I wanted him to know that you're not alone and that we can all come together to help you get over this. Any issues that you have, we're all here, not just your parents, our friends, close family, friends. We're all here together that's going to come together and help you through anything that you're having issues with.
Yeah. And even people that are watching are rooting for you, for him.
Everybody was rooting. He's been getting tons of inboxes, saying thank you for, sharing this part of y'all life. This is really helping me and my family, and that people can relate to what we're going through.
Yeah.
Our story has been so relatable to so many people, all the viewers that have been watching the show. And we're happy that we can pour into this show and share this side of our story, of our life, and to help other people. Even with Jason, he went to doors. I had a friend that we just went to, our friend of ours, her daughter just got accepted into doors. She had no idea she had no knowledge about doors until the show aired.
Wow.
And now her daughter is she's going off to doors now. And, people are just like, thank you for sharing this information. I had no idea. I had no knowledge of this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's great. That's the best medicine, is for people to see someone else, realize they're not alone. So and it's really courageous of you guys to do that. So I'm gonna pivot a little bit, because you guys have a marriage that, regardless of the ups and downs, you all have stood the test of time. We see you guys go through your spats, and then it always ends up together. And it seems like you guys are definitely, committed. Yes. But this season we saw how you guys are trying to keep the fire alive in the relationship. And I was like, I wonder, do you really struggle with keeping the fire in the intimacy? Because really, it seems like y'all are good.
Yes. We 30 years in. So, life happens. We started getting, businesses, adding on new businesses, and he got stuff going on, I got stuff going on. So back in our 20s, 30s, we were fine. We were having sex all the time, And now, as you get older, it's difficult, it's not the same as a young girl. You could just do whatever and just turn you on and have sex 10 times a day. It's totally different as you get older in age for women. I'm not saying men. Men, they want it all the time. But as far as women, it takes a little effort to get us into the mood to want to have sex like they want us to have sex. Right. So we needed some stuff. You saw us go to the sex store to add some spice to a bedroom, and to our sex life. And
Jamie, did you need help, or you think it was just on her? Because you didn't see that Jamie seemed a little bit more reluctant to try some of the things in the sex store.
He didn't want to touch them dildos.
I didn't need help. So, like she said, after all these years, I'm the same. I'm trying every chance I get. But I do understand Raina's an entrepreneur, her own boss, so it's a lot like she does, and I understand it. So it's no issue. It's understood. Like, she's tired, mentally drained, and here I come here, and like,
I'm so glad you understand.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I'm glad I like it, but I understand. But that was a fun scene. We had fun with it.
Yeah.
Look, tune in for next week.
I'm like, did you get something?
Wait till you see next Saturday. Well, this Saturday coming. The continuation.
Definitely need more. I want to ask you guys, what are you looking forward to? Because of course, like I said, this season has been explosive for so many reasons. The ladies and trying to see how those friendships are going to work themselves out, all of that. But what are you guys looking forward to seeing for the remaining episodes? And then of course, dealing with at the reunion.
Well, we actually, we're still filming. This is our last week actually of filming. So we did 20 weeks, 20 episodes all together. Yes. And it has been a roller coaster ride. I'm telling you, I've been mentally drained, physically drained, all the above. Y'all haven't seen nothing yet. I'm telling you, the first half of the season was great, but the second half of the season is fire. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, you're gonna have friendships that you thought were going great in the first part of the season that may not even be there anymore. I mean, it's just like a roller coaster ride. What you think you know from the first half, it may not even be that the second half.
Wow.
It's a lot.
Oh wow. Okay. Erana, have you read Ashley's book?
I have Ashley's book, but no, I have not.
Okay. Okay.
So, and I told her that. She looked at me like I had 10 heads when I told her. I said, I haven't opened it yet, but I do have it next to my bed. I just haven't had a chance to read it yet.
Okay. Have the ladies supported your wig line? Are they?
Yeah, so the ladies are very supportive. I mean, we may bicker and argue sometimes, like friends, the ladies do, when we don't agree on certain things, but they're very supportive.
Yeah.
We have an event, we're gonna show up.
Yeah.
If they have an event, I'm gonna show up. So
nice. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't even know what to ask after you just gave me that piece of information. Things may be totally, I don't even know what questions to ask. I guess my last question, I'm gonna direct towards you, Jamie. What are you looking forward to seeing kind of resolved towards the end of this season before we look towards a season 3?
Well, for me, I'm looking forward to the reunion because I got a lot to get off my chest. I don't know how Carlos gonna set it up, but I gotta definitely address. I mean, you see the chatter about Quick, like he's my principal and I'm the student, and he always gotta tell me something I'm doing wrong, and I'm saying, tell your wife what she's doing wrong. Like, stop worrying about what's going on over here. And that's what I don't like about why I'm watching it, because I'm seeing so much BS. Especially when you know somebody without all this going on.
Right.
Like I could go all day, but the reunion is gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I want all the smoke from whichever cast member want to give it, to include this one. I have no problem with giving the smoke back to whoever want to give it to me, because it's just so much BS. Like the self-righteousness.
Jamie, I'm gonna ask you out straight. Do you think, because even Erana said when you have a couple of drinks, your temperament may be a little different. So you're saying that that's not true at all?
Let me say this. If you come for me with a drink, with water, you get the same me. Now, of course, if you're filming me for 3 hours and we're at a club or a restaurant, we all drinking.
Yeah.
And then you want to have a conversation about my son's mental state.
Yeah.
You're going to get a different reaction than you would if I wasn't drinking, of course. Because first of all, I don't even want to talk about that at Ashley's birthday party, but of course they asked me these questions. So you got a real reaction. That was after probably 3 hours of being in this restaurant. Yeah. So it's a lot that goes into it. And I'm not never going to say, because I have a drink, I have fun if I'm out drinking. I'm a social guy. I have an entertainment company. I'm in events all the time. You have drinks, and I could be the life of the party, the funnest guy. Or if you want to talk about my kid in the middle of this, you're gonna get a raw reaction. And I'm not trying to say the perfect thing for TV like some of my castmates. It's like, let me just say what sounds politically correct in my scenes. I'm not doing that. And I feel like my fan base is, because I do that. I'm a Washingtonian to my heart. Yeah. Everybody in this cast can't say that. I'm from DC, and when you're from here, some things you just not gonna go for. Yeah. And it's just, and then being a police 25 years, I'm used to the quick responses and how they come back is I'm used to that because I did it for 25 years.
Yeah.
So I'm not just turning that off because, you know, somebody say something. No, I'm gonna say you gonna get it back. If I'm sober or had a drink, you can get it back.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Thank you guys so much. We definitely are looking forward to staying tuned. Let people know when they can catch Love and Marriage DC. And it looks like we got a lot more to go before the reunion.
Yes.
She said, where can they find us?
So yes, the reunion is gonna be lit. So stay tuned for that. And you can find us on Love and Marriage DC on Oprah Winfrey Network, Saturdays at 8 p.m.
All right. All right. Thank you so much to the Tylers. We look
Thank
forward
you.
to seeing this season.
Thank
and the next.
you. We
Thank you.